Hello and welcome to Epics with Dr. Yalini. Today we step straight into the fire of episode 22 of our deep dive into Kalki's legendary historical epic Ponniyin Selvan. If you watched episode 21, you know our heroes are currently standing on the edge of a cliff. We just witnessed a forced royal betrothal inside the palace. We felt the literal wind of a deadly steel spear whistling past in the midnight forest ambush. And we watched in horror as a slithering, greedy Pinakapani wove a web of absolute lies to steer our protagonist right into a trap. But if you thought that danger ended with Pinakapani's descent, hold on to your seats. Today we are covering chapter 20, 64, 65, and 66. The narrative shifts from physical combat to intense psychological warfare, ghostly terrors, and a historical mystery that shakes the very foundations of the Chola Empire. We are going to witness a brutal, desperate interrogation where the ultimate truth is demanded. We will step into a terrifying shadow-filled sequence where characters scream in absolute horror at what they believe is a demon from the underworld. And finally, we will decide the sudden shocking disappearance of Prince Madurandakan, a twist that completely changes the line of succession for the Chola throne. If you are ready to uncover the secrets the code tried to bury, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel right now, and let's dive straight into the heart of the conspiracy. We begin today's journey with chapter 64. Tell me the truth. The dust from the forest ambush has barely settled, and the mask of politeness in the Chola kingdom is officially broken. This chapter is all about dynamic confrontation. Our main characters are no longer playing polite palace games. They are running out of time and they know it. The scene is set in a dimly lit, tense environment. Suspicion is at an all-time high. A heavy, aggressive interrogation takes place. A dominant character steps forward, cornering an ally who has been acting incredibly suspicious. The words spoken aren't just questions, they are verbal daggers. The core demand echoes through the room. Tell me the truth. Kalki masterfully builds the tense here by focusing on the psychological breakdown of the person being questioned. You can almost feel the sweat dripping down their face as their lies start to unravel. Every single excuse they give is instantly torn apart. The characters realize that the reason goes much deeper than just a few rogue assassins. Someone high up, someone close to the royal family, is actively feeding information to the enemy. By the end of this confrontation, shattering truths are unearthed, leaving everyone in the room completely breathless and altered for the events to come. The psychological dread transforms into pure unadulterated terror as we transition into the chapter 65. Ayyo, demon! Kalki completely shifts the genre here, dipping his toes into gothic horror and psychological suspense. Imagine a dark, suffocating night where the wind passes through the trees like a low groan. The characters are moving through an area surrounded by shadows, their nerves completely frayed from the previous betrayals. Suddenly, out of the darkness, something completely unexpected manifests. A horrific figure appears. A horrific figure appears. The visual is so sudden, so ghostly, and so profoundly terrifying that it shatters the sanity of those watching. A piercing scream cuts through the right ear. Ayyo Pisasu! Ayyo demon! Panic explodes instantly. In the ancient world, signs, omens, and spirits held immense psychological power. Characters dropped to their knees in absolute fear, believing that supernatural forces or ancient curses have finally come to climb Chola bloodline. Is this actually a literal ghost rising from the grave? Or is it a brilliant, terrifying masterstroke of in disguise used by a hidden player to scatter the enemies? The sheer chaos of the sequence leaves our characters scattered, terrified, and vulnerable to the dark forces waiting in the wings. With the characters scattered by fear, the ultimate political lightning bolt strikes in chapter 66, the disappearance of Madurandakan. For those who have been following the series, Prince Madurandagan is a massive piece on the Chola chessboard. Backed by powerful rogue ministers, his entire life has been positioned as a rival claimant to the throne, threatening to take the crown away from the rightful heirs. But suddenly, in the middle of this chaotic tracking, the unthinkable happened. Madurandagan completely vanishes into the air. He is nowhere to be found in his chambers. His loyal gods have no answers, and his trial goes entirely cold. This creates an immediate massive power vacuum. Did he flee because his conspiracies were about to be exposed? Was he kidnapped by a rival faction to be used as a political pawn? Or worse, did the Pondian assassins get to him first? The palace falls into absolute pandemonium. Ministers are accusing one another, the military gods are locking down the borders, and the threat of an immediate civil war doubles the size. The disappearance of this one man throws every single faction's plan into complete garbage, resettling the entire game of the Chola crown. A brutal interrogation that breaks a web of lies, a terrifying ghostly encounter that leaves a warrior screaming in the dark, and the sudden mysterious vanishing of a prince Madurandakan competing for the ultimate throne. Episode 22 shows us that the empire of the Cholas, the rules of the game, changes every single hour. Where is Prince Madurandakan? Was that entity in the woods a real demon? Or a flesh and blood enemy playing a deadly trick? I want to hear your absolute best theories in the comment section below. Your insights on what make this community so incredible. If you love today's breakdown, please smash that like button, share this video with your fellow historical friction fans, and make sure your notifications are turned on so you don't miss the explosive fallout coming your way in episode 23. Thank you so much for watching. Stay passionate about history, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Nandri.